Hi, this is my Monday morning offering, and today's topic is 3 ways to identify whether you might be pursuing a shadow calling. Now, firstly, what is a shadow calling? You probably know my belief is that we're all born with a calling etched upon our heart, and yet so few of us get that validated in us that we're told to find and follow our sense of calling. So what happens is that sense of calling kind of doesn't go away, but it does go underground. So later in our life, what happens is we do gravitate to the areas of our calling, but we may not even quite realize what we've done. So let me give you a quick example from my own life. I was running for several years and being part of for 20 years something called Alternatives in London, which was London's premier mind body spirit platform. I co-led it for several years, and my job was really to promote the top names in personal and spiritual growth and human potential. So my job was to promote them. And after a few years of doing that, I had really enjoyed it and I'd loved it because I was kind of immersed in the area that I knew I wanted to be immersed in. But what I began to discover was that I was kind of getting a little bit bored, and I thought there was something wrong with me because I thought, well, here I am. I'm in the area that I've always wanted to be involved in. I'm living the dream. What's wrong? What's wrong with me? But what I realized was, if I was really honest with myself, and this is when I actually discovered this idea, was that I didn't want to be the one promoting speakers. I wanted to become a speaker. I was already doing a bit, but not much. I didn't want to be promoting authors. I wanted to be an author. I didn't want to be the one promoting thought leaders. I thought maybe I could become some kind of thought leader myself. And it was like, whoa, that's a big idea. But that's when I realized I was living my shadow calling rather than my true calling. Now, that was an essential step. But here's 3 ways to identify whether you might be following that shadow calling yourself. So number 1, as I've just described to some extent, you're more comfortable promoting the gifts and talents and maybe the leadership of other people or the creativity of other people. Part of you goes, they've got something to offer, I haven't really got so much to offer. So you're more comfortable putting other people's ideas, messages, creativity, leadership into the world. Secondly, you know that there's still a dream in you. There's a voice in you that keeps telling you that you have a calling and you can't avoid it. You try not to listen to it, you try and distract yourself, but that voice never goes away. So if you know that voice is still in you, there's a chance that you may be still living a shadow calling. And thirdly, you're not really being bold enough and audacious enough on your own behalf. To follow your own calling does take a level of boldness. It does take a level of courage and bravery. And quite often we're being so tough on ourselves that we're not doing that. So we often have a harsh inner critic rather than a supportive inner champion. So that's another good way of recognizing whether you might be pursuing a shadow calling. Now, when you realize this, obviously you can begin a path to your true calling. And if you'd like to have a conversation about that, I love those conversations, because I know this territory very well myself, having lived it myself for the last 2 or 3 decades. So if you'd like to have a conversation about moving from your shadow calling to your true calling, please drop me a line, nick@iamnickwilliams.com, and we'll arrange to have a conversation. Hope you found this useful. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. Have a good day.